Naging mainit nga na usapin sa mundo ng social media. Sa wakas, Senator Amy Marcos nagsalita na nga at binatikos ang administrasyon ni BBM. Ayon nga sa kanya ay ang bansang Pilipinas raw ay ginawa ng pugad ng mga kriminal na galing pa mismo sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo. Malala na nga talaga ang gobyernong ito at nakakabaluktot na ng pamamalakad. Nakakatakot na nga ang bansang Pilipinas dahil sa kapalpakan ng kuting ng norte. Kapag mahina at korap nga ang namumuno, panigurado walang mapapala ang publiko sa gobyernong ito. Hindi na nga raw ba alam ni PBBM kung ano ang kailangan niyang gawin sa bansa para naman umunlad naman tayo. Masyado na nga raw silang abala sa pangungurakot sa gaban ng bayan. Mahirap na talaga pag nilamon ka ng sistema ng pera. Para naman sa karagdagang detalye ay tumutok lamang sa ating video. Ngunit kung bago pa lamang sa aking channel ay siguraduhin mag-subscribe at i-hit ang notification bell para lagi kang updated sa ating mga video.
Ating manang Senator Amy nagsalita na, binatikos na ang administrasyon ng kanyang kapatid na si PBBM. Okay, bago ko talakayin ang detalye niyan, gusto kong humingi ng tulong sa inyo, please lang. Paki-subscribe ang aking kaibigang vlogger, baguhang vlogger, Olivia Canoy Balandang Mix Vlog. Ang kanyang ang link ng kanyang channel nasa description box. Paki-click naman. Advance Christmas ko yan sa inyo. Asawa ito ng isang retired na sundalo. Nagsama kami sa maraming hirap at ginhawa dito sa Mindanao nung nasa active service pa kami. Okay. So, grabe, si Manang Amy. Sabi niya, ano ba itong nangyari? Ang bansa, ginawa ninyong pugad ng mga kriminal galing sa iba't ibang mundo. Sabi niya, nakakatakot ito. Dahil, biruin mo, mga kriminal, pugad kriminal na daw ang Pilipinas dahil sa administrasyong ito. Okay, anong punot dahilan? May kapalpakan na naman ang administrasyon. Ito po, sa Manila Standard. Salamat, Eudora. Mayroon akong researcher. Hindi ako marunong mag-research. And because of Eudora, ayan, marami akong topic. Manila Standard. Senators seek probe on passport mess. Magkakaroon ng Senate investigation kasi napag-alaman maraming foreigners na nagkaroon ng government issued IDs. ID ng BIR, ID ng PhilHealth. Foreigners ito, mga inchik pa ang karamihan. Tapos nagkaroon pa ng valid Philippine passport. Tapos itong mga Chinese nationals na nagkaroon na ng ID, Philippine passport, mga nagtratrapaw sa Pugo. Nako, baka yung mga Chinese nationals na yan, mga spies. Ispia ba? Speaking of spies, delikado ha, di ba? Naggigirian ng China at Pilipinas dahil sa West Philippine Sea. Issue. Tapos maraming Chinese na bigyan ng ID, Philippine ID, BIR, PhilHealth, plus may passport. Paka-espya na yan. Delikado tayo. History. Before World War II. Nagsimulang World War II, 1941. Mga early 1900s, mga Hapon, nandito na sa Pilipinas, iba't ibang panig ng kapuluan. They are now spying on us. Ganon po katindi ang Japan before World War II. Eh baka ganyan ang ginagawa ng mga Chinese. Delikado. So, iimbestigan, bakit? Ay nako, hindi ko maintindihan. Nagkaroon ng Philippine ID, tapos Philippine passport, mga foreigners. Ganito ang nangyari. Ang unang may kasalanan, yung PSA. yung Philippine Statistics Authority, kasi nag-issue sila ng genuine certified true copy birth certificate ng mga taong ito. Yung na-find out na mga foreigners, Chinese at iba pa. Okay. So, birth certificate, meron na. Yung birth certificate na na-issue ng PSA, dinala na sa Department of Foreign Affairs. Ang requirement is birth certificate. Uy, Pilipino. Ang DFA naman, nag-issue ng Philippine passport sa mga inchik at iba pang foreigners. Hindi na detalye dito sa kung ilan. Basta Chinese and other nationals na issuehan. So, nalaman po ito nung budget deliberation ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Nako, galit na galit ang mga senador. Sinong hindi magagalit? Talagang, ano bang nangyayari sa ating bansa? So, salamat. Mga nagpupubiglas sa galit, nangagalati sa galit. Yan, Senator Aimee, Senator Subiri, Senator Hontiveros, Senator Bato. Sige po, imbestigahan ninyo. Para kung ilan na bang passport. Delikado ang ating bansa, yung mga ganyan. Kaya, grabing kapalpakan. I'm sorry Ayoko na sanang makarinig ng ganitong balita. Ayokong mag-vlog ng ganito kapalpakan. Dapat malaman natin. Bakit nagkakaganito? Halos lahat na lang ng ahensya, kaliwat kanan ang mga kapalpakan. Because of leadership. Nawala na yung panahon ni Tatay Digong, hindi pwede yan. Sample, yung tanimbala noon, panahon ni Pinoy. Grabe, napapahiya ang ating bansa. Sa tanimbala, daming napupuriso. Kapwa nating Pilipino, maalala ko, may OFW sa Hong Kong, matagal nang nagtatrabaho. Pinabakasyon ng amo niya. Tapos, pagbalik niya sa Hong Kong, nako, may bala na sa kanyang bagahe. Laking perhisyo yun. Pag upo ni Tatay Digong, sabi lang, sige, magtanim kayo ng bala, ipakain ko sa inyong bala. Ano lang? Na-stop. Mga nakawan, mga kalukuhan sa airport. Halos, hindi naman perfecto, Halos natigil dahil very strong ang leader natin. Ngayon, maraming nagkamali. Isa na ako nagkamali. Hindi tayo naniwala. Nung may patutsada si Tatay Digong na weak leader yan, BBM na yan, spoiled yan. Meron pa nga siyang sabi nun, adik. Ay, kung naniwala lang sana tayo, mga kaibigan, hindi tayo nabudol. But ang pagsisisi nasa huli. Ito na. Kahit sang-sang ahensya, talamak na, airport, bumalik na naman ang mga nakawan. Pati pera, kinakain na. Tapos sunod-sunod ang mga nakawan. Pinipick up ng foreign media, napapahiya tayo. Ano pa yun? Nakawan ng video, picture sa Department of Tourism campaign. Ang dami, nakakahiya. Tapos, bagong Pilipinas, kunuhay. Na, may logo pa na anong klaseng logo, bagong Pilipinas. Oy, Mr. President, yan ba ang bagong Pilipinas na pinagmamalaki mo? Hindi na po, nakakatuwa itong nangyari. Mabuti na lang at may mga senador. Paano kung walang mga senador na mabusisi? Isa pa, yung nangyari kay Paul Soriano. Mabuti na lang at may Senator Aquilino Pimentel na nag-question yung mga bakit yung mga basis sa London may advertisement ng Pilipinas, sino bang may pakana yun? Walang makasagot. Yun pala ang kamag-anak ng First Lady na itong si Paul Soriano na ngiyabang, sabi niya piso lang ang sweldo niya kada bulan. Anong piso na milyon-milyon ang ginastos ninyo? Mga pera namin yan, Mr. Paul Soriano. Tapos ginagamit mo lang sa salamat na lang at may Madam Maharlika na nagbulgar sa mga ginagawa mo at salamat sa mga puting ahas ni Madam Maharlika. Ay kung wala pang Maharlika na nagbubulgar sa kasamaan o kalukuhan ng gobyernong ito, di tuloy-tuloy tayong naluloko. So, salamat sa mga senador. Sana matigil kagad ito dahil gagamitin na yan sa kalukuhan, lalo na sa seguridad na to. Hindi natin maiwasan yung tension sa West Philippine Sea. Binubuli tayo ng China, baka mamaya
totoo na
lang tayo atakihin kagaya ng ginawa
warehouse
noong World
doon
War
sa Empire 999.
Wala po ako kinontratang warehouse po doon, Your Honor.
I remember Barangay Captain Bautista that you are under oath and under a penalty of perjury and under our house rules, we can cite you for contempt. Ulitin ko po, kayo po ba ang nangontrata doon sa warehouse ni Mr. Willie Ong?
Your Honor, wala po akong ginawang warehouse kay Mr. Willie Ong, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, for the information of everyone, we conducted our own monitoring. Ang usap-usapan po dun sa barangay, kayo daw po ang nangontrata ng warehouse.
Wala po, Your Honor, dun sa warehouse.
Anyway, Mr. Chair, I'd like to direct my next question to Mayor Tumang. Mayor Tumang, sino po ba itong si Mr. Roy Gomez?
Sa empleyado po dati ng munisipyo po.
Hanggang ngayon po ba, Mr. Chair, empleyado pa itong si Mr. Roy Gomez?
O terminus po yun, Your Honor.
So, wala na ho siya sa munisipyo po ngayon?
Wala na po ngayon.
Anong trabaho niya, Mayor Tumang, nung sa panahon ninyo si Mr. Roy Gomez?
Sa ano po? Part po sa GSO.
But he has the trust and confidence galing po sa inyo po, no? Balita ko po, parang executive assistant po niyo itong si Mr. Roy Gomez.
Hindi naman po, Your Honor.
So, wala po siya sa kung sinasabi ho ninyo, Mr. Chair, na nasa PGSO siya o rather a GSO. So, wala siya po sa opisina ng assessor po.
Wala po, Your Honor.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko po, Mayor Tumang, because I have a copy of a notice of assessment from the assessor's office, signed by the assessor, Mr. Reyes. The notice of assessment was directed to Empire 999 Realty Corporation. Doon po sa notice of assessment, ang pinagtatakahan ko lang po, bakit si Mr. Roy Gomez ang nag-receive? Siya pong pumirma.
Sa assessment po, Your Honor?
Yes. May ina-assess po yun. Ina-assess po yung mga taxes or something. Pwede ko po ipapaprint yun para makita ho ninyo yung...
Minsan po, Your Honor, nag-a-ENT po sa pag-process ng mga documents sa pag-transfer ng title. Ang alam ko po, ganun po, Your Honor.
So from being a GSO officer, ahente pa. Ahente ho siya.
Sideline po, nagpa-process po ng mga documents.
So meaning, kung ganun po, kasi siya nagpadala nung siya ho ang nag-receive, siya ang pumirma in behalf ng Empire 999 Realty. So, ibig po sabihin, based on your statement, siya nag-facilitate nung lupa ng Empire 999 Realty. Ganun po ba, Mayor Tumang?
Hindi ko po masyadong alam po yung iba.
But Mayor Tumang, bakit po inalaw ninyo si Mr. Roy Gomez na mag-sideline po siya? Municipal employee po siya.
Personal po niya po yun, Your Honor. Hindi ko na po siya nakokontrol regarding on that. Kasi po siguro maliit po yung sahod niya kaya kung minsan nakakapag-sideline po.
Nagpaalam po ba sa iyo, Mr. Chair, si Mr. Roy Gomez na siya ay pipirma mag-receive doon sa Notice of Assessment for Empire Realty?
Wala ko pong alam, Your Honor.
Nagpaalam po ba siya, Mr. Chair, na siya ay mag-aayos ng lupa para kay Mr. Willie Ong, Mr. Chair?
Wala ko pong alam, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I think this Mr. Willie Ong is a main character in this case. He's one of the central figures, and I strongly suggest, since we have already invited him, or rather this committee has already invited him, but unfortunately he did not show up, I strongly suggest that this committee should issue a subpoena to Mr. Willie Ong. Because kailangan natin siya ang isang aktor dito eh. Yung iba dito supporting actor lang eh. So, I strongly suggest na kailangan natin ng presensya ni Mr. Willie Ong during the next hearing. Also,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Ako.
Since the Honorable Pimentel is not a member of this committee and is not allowed to file a motion, may this representation move that we invite Mr. Willie Ong in the next hearing of this committee. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second motion.
Yeah, there's a motion duly seconded to invite Mr. Willie Ong in this committee hearing, in the subsequent committee hearings of this committee. And we direct the committee secretary to issue a subpoena upon the approval of the Office of the Speaker to the said personality. The motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, may I know from the COMSEC whether Mr. Roy Gomez has been invited today? Since Mr. Chair, the same likewise, Mr. Roy Gomez has not showed up, may I also suggest that he be issued a subpoena for him to attend during the next hearing, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Ako.
Again, for the same reason, may respectfully move that we invite Mr. Gomez or issue a subpoena so that Mr. Gomez will attend the next hearing of this committee. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to invite Mr. Roy Gomez to the subsequent committee hearings of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs, duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. But let me correct earlier my ruling as to the issuance of a subpoena. The procedure is we will issue an invitation, and if the invitation is not honored, then the committee is compelled to issue a subpoena. In this case, we issued an invitation. We sent out invitation to Mr. Willie Ong and Mr. Roy Gomez, but there was no acknowledgement on their part. Therefore, the committee would seek the approval of the Office of the Speaker to issue a subpoena to the said personalities. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, did we invite Mr. Jonathan Tan, the chairman of SBMA?
Yes, he was invited, and former head of SBMA was likewise invited. Is Mr. Jonathan Tan present from SBMA?
Mr. Chair, considering that the case involves Port of Subic and Mr. Jonathan is the chairman, I again strongly suggest that we issue, or this committee issue, a subpoena to Mr. Jonathan Tan so he could shed light on some of the questions that needs to be answered, Mr. Chair.
Okay, likewise a motion.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
For the same reason, may I move that we invite Mr. Jonathan Tan in the next hearing of this committee. So move, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Second motion.
Are there anyone else who we want to invite so that it's just going to be in one motion?
So far, Mr. Chair, yun lang po ang request ko po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, since there is a motion duly seconded to invite Mr. Jonathan Tan in our next hearing of the Committee on Dangerous Drugs. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried.
Mr. Chair, last few questions. Sandali na lang po ito. To Barangay Captain Bautista, it shows that you have had a few conversations with Mr. Willie Ong. Paano ho kayo nag-uusap? Sa personal po, sa text, o tinatawagan po niyo siya?
Your Honor, no, minsan po kasi pumunta sila ng barangayol. Yun po, nag-letter of intent sila na kumuha ng building permit. Doon po namit sa barangayol, Your Honor.
But I'm very sure, Mr. Chair, na pagkatapos ninyo nagkausap ng personal, may mga follow po yun na mga mga tanong-tanong. So you could have probably nag-text po kayo, Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, bali po pinakilala niya yung secretary niya. Yun na lang po naglalakad ng mga papeles nila.
So hindi kayo nagte-text, Mr. Chair? Hindi kayo nagtatawagan?
Minsan po tumatawag kung nagpa-follow up lang po, Your Honor.
Kung marapatin sana ninyo, Barangay Captain, Mr. Chair, payag ba kayo na i-submit yung cellphone nyo for forensic investigation? Makita lang po namin ano yung pinag-uusapan nyo ni Mr. Williong.
Payag po ako, Your Honor.
Okay, then we'll set it up, Mr. Chair, to see whether... kasi nakikita ko po, Mr. Chair, parang yung Municipality of Mexico, they're privy to the activities of Mr. Willie Ong, starting from the barangay all the way up to the municipality. Now, Mr. Roy Gomez, Mr. Chair, is a very close confidant of Mayor Tumang. Since Mayor Tumang was the one who approved the building permit, who approved the occupancy permit. So I am very sure, and according to his statement, he also admitted that they had a few conversations. Dalawa po sila, ni Kapitan Bautista and ni Mayor Tumang. So we just want to know, huwag sana po kayong magagalit ni Mayor Tumang, no? Pero gusto lang po namin malaman, kasi 2 beses na ho sa Pampanga and then Mexico po, and this is one of the biggest drug busts, whether the officials from barangay to municipality, we are not accusing anyone yet, no, Mr. Mayor Tumang. Pero gusto po natin malaman kung involved po kayong mga local officials doon sa drug bust, Mr. Mayor Tumang. And Mr. Chair, that would be my last question. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel. Yes, Congressman Ako.
Mr. Chair, before we deal with the motion to have an executive session, may I request that the municipality of Mexico Pampanga would submit to this committee the number of warehouses insofar as are located in Mexico Pampanga, the owners of these warehouses, the building, business, and occupancy permits, and the owners of the land, if the landowners are not the owners of the warehouses. So move, Mr. Chair.
Okay, there is a motion to, as stated, as stated by Congressman by the movement.
Second.
So duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the motion is carried. Comsec, you're directed to comply with the request of the good congressman from Antipolo. Now, to dispose of the motion by Congressman Bustos, there is a motion to convert this hearing into an executive session, and duly seconded. And hearing no objection,
I just want to confirm the statement of the POC na hindi mandatory ang custom broker sa entry of goods. Is that your statement?
No po. Ang ibig ko po sabihin na sa manifest, sa inward pa rin manifest po, hindi po necessary nakalagay doon ang broker. Usually po ang nakalagay doon yung consignee or the importer itself. Tapos po ang kung meron mang notified party, nilalagyan po. Pero ang broker po, hindi po. Minsan meron, minsan wala.
But per the existing rules of the BOC, may we ask for the last time, mandatory po ba o hindi na may custom broker ang entry of goods?
Panfiling po ng panfiling ang filing of entry po, goods declarations. Depende po sa consignee kung kukuha po siya ng broker o hindi po.
Mr. Chair, may we remind the BOC to be guided by the existing rules of the BOC? The questions is clear. Ayon po ba sa existing rules or law ng BOC, mandatory po ba o hindi na mayroong custom broker when you are facilitating entry of goods?
Just an interjection do sa tanong. Ang tanong kasi kanina ni Congressman Asisio is that if a container or a cargo that arrived in our port, has been abandoned for at least 15 days to 30 days, tinatanong niya kanina, ano yung action ng Bureau of Customs?
So, dinideclare abandoned yan, Mr. Chair.
So, when you declare this abandoned, what do you do? What do you do?
After that, we prepare the goods for disposal, which may either be by public auction or donation.
So, meaning after 30 days, you opened this, you found out that there was illegal drugs inside. Ano ginawa niyo?
Actually, Your Honor, hindi namin na-open agad because ang dami po kasing nakalinya niyan eh. Madami kasi mga abandoned na before, no? In fact, before it was by the thousands. So ngayon na-limit namin yon na sige-sige araw-araw hanggang naging hundreds.
Yeah, I know the limitations of the kaya nga alam mo kaya minsan may nakakalusot eh. But we cannot always reason out that ang dami niyan, ganito yan. There must be a system. 'Di ba? There must be a system. One, you were already informed that it was drugs inside that container. So, dapat may procedures na tayo na gagawin dyan.
Yes, Your Honor. But with regards to this container, the information came in only last September.
So, September nyo lang nalaman that there was drugs in that container?
In that container, Your Honor.
But the container arrived here in February. So, dapat 15 days after its arrival, meron na kayong action sa BOC. That's the point that Congressman Asisio is driving at. Anyway, we'll discuss that later dun sa iyong executive session. So, the next to interpolate is Congresswoman Luistro. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Nais ko pong i-address itong incident na ito on a wider perspective. We need to be stringent in the entry of goods. And the office which is principally responsible is the Bureau of Customs. Although, I wish to solicit also the attention of PPA, Coast Guard, kasi mas malimit po, it is by way of marine transportation. If we will only be stringent on the regulation and control on the use of our territorial waters, I think we will be able to deter the entry of illegal drugs. And with that, the PIDEA can focus only with respect to the Shabu laboratories inside the country. So with that, I have questions for BOC. Patungkol po ito doon sa 3.8 billion worth of shabu in Mexico, Pampanga. May we be clarified, Mr. Chair, sino po ang shipper ng illegal drugs? May we ask the BOC, Mr. Chair? Because I understand that this information are disclosed in the bill of lading and in the manifest. Sino po ang shipper at what is the exact address of this shipper, Mr. Chair?